SwissWatchExpo watch lovers, we're back with another video this week, and we are taking a look at my 3 top picks for rose gold chronographs. Stick around. Welcome back, watch lovers. This is Angel, and this week we are taking a look at my 3 current top picks for rose gold chronograph models. So with that title, of course, there were so many models for me to choose from, but right now these are the 3 that are piquing my interest the most. So we are going to take a look at a Cartier, an Audemars Piguet, and a Blancpain. So let's get right into it. So let's start with the fact that the first one I'm going to take a look at kind of snuck its way in because it's not fully rose gold. The case is actually in the stainless steel, but it's such a special watch that I had to get it in before it leaves our showroom. I'm sure this is going to be added to someone's collection very quickly. This is the Audemars Piguet reissue of a vintage styling that came out in the 1940s. And I absolutely love this piece. Somehow, even with all of the colors that we have, as far as the case being in stainless steel and 18 karat rose gold, then you'll have some different, maybe about 4 different colors on the dial. It still is very, very easy to read, very classic. One of my favorite reissues that any brand has done. I love that vintage appeal of that goldish yellow tone dial. You'll have a flyback detail on that chronograph hand. All of the numbers will be in either black or blue around the tachometer scale on the outside of the dial. And then you'll have your seconds, minutes, and hours on the chronographs here. I love the detailing of this watch. I mean, look at the lugs. The lugs have such a beautiful curvature to them. And then on the back, when you take a look at that exhibition case back, you'll have some of those hobnail details on the rotor, which I think is also very gorgeous. I mean, they've cut no corners in creating this watch. And of course, it is a limited edition. There were only 500 of these made, and really that adds that much more provenance to it. And one of my favorite details, when you get in really close on the branded insignia on the dial, you'll notice that it has the Audemars, Piguet, which is also an ode to the vintage appeal of this watch. So a really great model coming in at a comfortable size. I believe this one is a 40 millimeter. Let's get this one added to your collection. I can't wait to see who decides to add this to their collection because it's truly a special timepiece. Next up, we'll take a look at this Cartier Drive de Cartier. It has also a retrograde feature. Again, one of those details where you have a hand that jumps back rather than having to do a full rotation around the dial. And that's going to be on your hour indicator here. So this is going to have a GMT function, of course, for one of the chronograph dials. And that's essentially what you'll see with this 1 to 12 up here positioned over top of the 10 o'clock position. I love the big date with the individual boxes for each number on the date wheel here. And then you'll have a day-night indicator here on the bottom side. And then at the 6, you'll have your small seconds. I love the shape of this. It's such a beautiful rendition of a cushion shape where you'll have some round elements, some squared elements, which will lend itself to being worn with a lot of different types of jewelry. Very low profile as well for a chronograph of this detail. Again, in the 18 karat yellow gold, it will have the Cartier in-house movement. So that's also another little special detail on this watch. And then you'll have the deployant clasp on the back. So a gorgeous and easy to wear timepiece. You'll have satin in just the right areas on the side of the case and then high polished on the bezel and the top of the lugs. So a really beautiful model that can be worn in a lot of different atmospheres. And then last, but certainly not least, is this Blancpain. This is a 50 fathoms, and any true watch lover will tell you that this is a truly iconic piece. done in the 18 karat rose gold. You'll have the bezel, which I think is so unique. It's in ceramic, but it has almost this domed finish to the top of the watch bezel, and then you'll have a little lip around the crystal here. So it is very elegant in the design and the aesthetics of the watch. Also, again, in the 18 karat rose gold, you'll have a flyback feature as well. So I guess all of these chronographs have some sort of retrograde flyback detailing, which I love on a chronograph. And then your date will be down at the 6 o'clock position. You'll see that flyback detail on that smaller subdial at the 6 as well. Truly a great dive watch. You'll have those screw down pushers so the case stays nice and sealed if it were to get wet. I probably wouldn't recommend having the leather strap, but there's so many different types of strap options you can put on this watch. And then you'll have that kind of Nautilus style shell detail motif on that rotor. A really great model, has a nice weight to it. So if you're looking for something that's hefty and really will make a beautiful statement on your wrist, I love this Blancpain 50 Fathoms with the gray ceramic bezel. So 3 wonderful rose gold options here at Swiss Watch Expo. We have over 3,000 watches, and a large number of them are in the rose gold and even more in the chronograph styling. So let us know down in the comments, what are your favorites? We'd love to know, and give us a call here at the showroom if you'd like to see any of these close up. We'd be happy to do a FaceTime with you. This is Angel, and we will see you next week on our next video.